We are streaming from home.
I am freezing.
I guess we're not in Florida, right?
No.
Hello, everyone, whomever might be out there. It is Disney Talk Thursdays. While we're waiting for people to get into the chat, for those that are watching the replay, thank you for watching. Shout out to anybody that did come out. Please leave comments in below. Got a lot to talk about tonight as Melissa gets on her phone.
Yeah, I'm seeing the temperatures.
Hey, there's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Brian!
How's it going, Brian? Hope you're doing well.
It's only 49. It feels cold.
Yeah, it's 49 here, Brian. I don't know what the temperature is. Where? Hey, Bridget. Hi, Bridget. How you doing?
Oh.
I totally understand that. Yep, bedtime for the
Tuck
little
'em
ones.
in.
I think it's bedtime for me, too.
I know. I feel like I would love to go to bed right now.
Not really.
I fell asleep on the couch last night watching television.
Yep. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Appreciate everybody who's in here. All 75 of you. Got some really good stuff coming up tonight. We are going to talk about Disney planning. Oh, he's almost 2. Bridget said her little one is almost 2. My goodness, I can't even remember those days.
I know. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time, absolutely. But we are doing well, and we have a lot to talk about tonight. Lots of good stuff. Thank you to anybody that did join me on Tuesday. We had a good one. Hey, Noah. What's going on, Noah?
Wishing you good luck with sales
Brian.
tomorrow,
Good luck
Brian.
with that. Hope the sales
I need
go
more
well.
sales at my day job, too, so we'll hope maybe we'll both have a really super day, because I'm having a crappy month.
I need less where I am. Less, please.
Yeah, you need less stuff. I need more.
Melissa needs more. I need less. That would be really nice. Noah, I hope you're doing well. Glad you guys could join us. Of course, Corey Meets World is going to follow us at 8:30. Be sure to check him out. But you guys can start with us as we talk Disney. Corey's doing something special tonight for Disney. I don't remember what it was. I know we had Richard was on there last night. R. Johns was on there for a little while. And that was a lot of fun. But we're going to talk a little bit tonight about planning Disney vacations. And I know for a lot of us that come to the chats, we're kind of experts. But a lot of times it's all about trying to find different things that maybe you guys do that we may not do. Or vice versa, things that we do that maybe you don't that might help to make your trip better. Hey, Rhiannon!
Rhiannon, how are you?
Rhiannon is in the house. What's going on, Rhiannon? All the way from Australia.
I know. What time is it there, Rhiannon?
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it's tomorrow. I don't know if it is tomorrow or not.
Ryan sells car warranties. That's got to be hard.
Extended car warranties at that.
Yeah.
Hey, R. Johns is in here.
Hey,
what's going on, Richard? How are you?
I want to be back on vacation. Rhiannon.
Rhiannon, we had a good trip. We really did. It was a good time for a short. Hey, Cargo! What's going on? Right back at you, beautiful.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
That's right, Rhiannon.
We didn't want to say anything till you did, so yeah, Rhiannon's going to be a mom.
Yes, Rhiannon, congratulations. Hopefully everything's going well. Fingers crossed.
I know.
Definitely been praying for you. I hope you're doing well.
Wow, it's 10:30 Friday morning for her already.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
More than, wow.
Now, Rhiannon, you have a trip coming up, if I'm not mistaken, to Disney, right? An extended trip coming up. And I know that you're getting prepared really, really soon. And I'm wondering, Rhiannon, and maybe you can answer this question, and for those that are planning trips, how many... Hey, Sooner Girl's in here! Leanne, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Week 18 for Rhiannon. Awesome. How about that? Awesome. Thank you, everybody in here. Wow, we got a lot of celebrities in here tonight. My goodness gracious. It's funny because we talk about planning Disney vacations, and Melissa and I, and I'm sure most of you guys have too, when planning Disney vacations, we were around before the My Disney Experience app planning vacations, so we definitely know the difference. What'd she say?
No, Brian said I'd make a horrible mom.
Oh, well.
But I'm sure you'd be a great dad.
Well, you might make a good dad, though.
Oh, my God.
Arjon's got a very special Cargo original today. I wonder what he got.
Can you post pictures in here? Do they let you? Oh.
No, you can't.
You'll have to post
Cargo.
it on our page.
We'll have to see what that was that you sent him.
Yeah. Post it on our Facebook page. So, my mom's 68 too. And she did great. Well, she came to Disney with us a couple years ago, and she did really good. She'd still do good. My mom's in really good shape, and probably better shape than I am.
Yeah, and my parents are a little bit older. They're in their 70s, but they're in their 70s, going on their 90s. They're not quite as good a shape. I wish they were.
Your dad can get around.
He can get around,
but he's got a bad hip, so that makes it hard. But it's all good.
Afternoon tea at Grand Floridian.
That's awesome, Cargo. A Disney Christmas pillowcase.
Oh, Disney Christmas.
That's
Oh, wow.
nice.
Oh, man.
That
is awesome.
You'll have to send us a picture, Cargo.
Or Richard, yeah, you may have to send me a picture of that. I'd love to see that. That sounds awesome.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Absolutely.
Aw. How do you fix a broken pumpkin? This is a joke from Jennifer. Do tell, Brian.
No, don't tell me yet.
Oh. We're not supposed to guess, right?
Yeah, of course you are. You splice it. I have no idea, Brian. How do you fix a...
Oh.
With a pumpkin?
I should have known that.
That was good.
That's cute.
That was good.
It's a good fall joke.
Oh,
I'll put that on our joke board.
Hey, John!
Yeah, make soup.
Yeah, there you
I was
go.
going to say something like that, too.
Make
like
soup.
make pie.
There you go. Hey, John.
Hey,
Hope you're
John.
doing well. Glad you're
Welcome
here.
back.
Hey, happy birthday, Sooner Girl.
Oh, happy
Leanne, happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to go to Liberty Tree.
Yeah, that'd be a good dinner right about now. Yeah, it didn't work. Absolutely. Well, I don't think you're really close to Magic Kingdom right now either, Leanne, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were kind of joking about that, too. We were like, let's go to Disney Springs and go to dinner the other day. We're like, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah,
we'll
that
just
would be
drive
nice.
down for the weekend, 13-hour drive and back
exactly.
so we can get dinner.
That's okay. That's where I'm kind of jealous of our Johns, because he's like, he could do that. He could literally, let's go to dinner tonight. That's crazy. But I hope you guys are doing good. Right, Oklahoma, exactly. Sooner Girl, Oklahoma Sooners.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, we are doing well, John, for sure. Hope you had a good time the other night on the live stream. I definitely had a good time.
Both nights.
Yeah, we definitely had a good time with that. But we I need to get some information from you guys in reference to when you plan your Disney trips. Who here, if anybody, do you guys plan directly through Disney, or does anybody go through travel agents for your Disney vacations? I'm curious as to whether or not you guys use a travel agent. Do you do it yourself? Do you how do you work that when you do it? Because a lot of people like to go through travel agents, especially those that have never been to Disney before, whereas those that are a little bit more experienced like us, we don't normally use a travel agent.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know that we ever did. Your mom did, I think, the first time, because they planned our first trip.
Right.
Because they use a travel agent for a lot of things
that
they do. But we kind of educated ourselves and kind of learned stuff as we went, and just kind of were able to do it on our own. So.
Right. And Rhiannon, that's a good point. I think that's the case. And Cargo, right, we don't either. But I think for those that maybe are going for the first time.
That's what Rhiannon said.
Yep, with the way Disney is now, I think 20 years ago, even a first-timer may not have had to use a travel agent. But with all the new technology and the new offerings that they have and how busy they are, people don't realize and don't know how important it is to book restaurants and fast passes and all that so far in advance. I think that's where a travel agent will really help those that are new, going for the first time, or
even
maybe
the first couple times. Maybe.
I agree.
Until they, not everybody's like all of us are, where we're just all about it and like to go a bunch of times. Some people only go once or twice. So, but I think it is smarter to go through someone, at least for your first trip.
Brian, that's a good question as the nonstop overnight coming from California to the East Coast.
That's got to be hard.
I don't know. I think Southwest may do that, whereas you might get in at 2, 3 in the morning here if you leave at 11 or 12 from the West Coast.
I don't know if they do too many non-stops. I know I had a friend who lived in Idaho, and when I flew from here to there, I had to stop. I stopped in, Utah, and then had to get on another flight to continue on. So I know it's probably a lot less common to find a non-stop flight coming from West Coast to East Coast. It's probably really hard.
Right.
And it's probably a lot more expensive, huh?
Yeah, probably. And so, Leanne, you make a good point. That's one of the perks, I guess, of having a travel agent is the fact that you can get them to change your reservation to a better deal. I agree with you there for sure. And cargo, yeah, it is. It's true. Waiting on someone else to help you plan your Disney vacation can be a little. You're right. I don't want to wait for them. I want to do it myself.
Oh my gosh, did you see what Rhiannon wrote? She said that she sat next to someone on the Magical Express that said she was going to get up very early to go to Magic Kingdom in the morning to be the first to make a fast pass for the day. That's sad.
But it is sad, but that's the point, is people don't, especially those that aren't Disney fanatics like all of us, is they don't understand that Disney is not like any other theme park that you're going to visit. It's not Universal Studios. It's not, what am I thinking of? Hershey Park, King's Dominion. It's not Busch Gardens. It's not like those places. You have to book stuff ahead of time. And when you don't, people just don't understand. And that's where kind of the ignorance of not knowing more about Disney can really kind of hurt you.
I think it can cause people to be a little frustrated with their trip and not realize that it could have been avoided. And,
yeah.
Let's see. And Sooner Girl makes a good point, too. She said when you do book it yourself, you're kind of locked into that deal, but a travel agent can change the reservation. So, you know, if they are coming, I know if they come up with some kind of special after you've booked, a travel agent can go in and get you the better price after the fact.
Yeah.
So it does make it a little better in that sense.
Yeah, I agree. And Cargo, yeah, that's a good point. It's got to be the right travel agent because it's got to be one that's first off going to be looking out for you. Not just, I mean, the commission is going to be there. So you hope that they don't just say, let's get the commission and leave it at that, that they're really looking out for you to get you the best deal, get you the reservations you want, get you the fast passes you need, and you do need them in a lot of cases. But you're right. If it's the right travel agent, you can really get a good trip out of it. Yep, for sure. And a lot of people, they swear by some of their travel agents. They won't use anything else. Even if they have gone 10 times, they like using the travel agent. Because they're like, I don't want to do anything but go, you book it, you plan it, just tell me where to be.
Especially if it's a family, too, that maybe work a lot. I mean, nowadays you got families working multiple jobs. I mean, we're kind of in that position, and maybe some people don't find it as enjoyable. I think we have kind of a good time. We make up a dumb little paper grid of the days and what we're going to do. Part of it kind of is part of the fun for us, which might be kind of goofy, but we like to kind of piece it together like a puzzle. Like, okay, so what are we going to do this day? You know, which park has early, magic hours or extra magic hours, and where are we going to eat this day? And sometimes it's kind of fun. Yeah,
that's true. And Leanne makes a good point. She said, travel agents can book you further out, allowing you to make payments longer. That's true, too. Absolutely. And I guess, Leanne, you must be a travel agent. We didn't know that. I learned something new tonight. How about that? But that's funny. I used to have in the past, and it's really awful. Oh, TAs in the past. Yeah, it's true, Cargo. If you have that bad experience with a travel agent, it will really make you gun shy to not wanting to use them again, because then if you get one bad, you're like, the next one's going to be just as bad or worse. And, kind of you lose trust in the entire system. I agree with that. That's for sure.
Bridget, that reminds me of Walt. He's definitely more the one that's all about the Disney. As much as I love it, she's like her mom and hubby say, plan everything and we'll just follow along. Yeah. Walt's kind of more the brainchild when it comes to stuff. He comes with good ideas. And
I don't know. But Melissa's right there. Melissa would like to plan it just as much. And it's really about planning, but also having the flexibility when you do the planning. You can't be somebody that's like, oh my gosh, it's got to be this on this day, at that day. You got to have flexibility.
You're right, John. There is so much to do there, so you really do have to kind of get a general plan in motion to get the most from it. You're absolutely right. I think a lot of people go and just say, well, we're just going to wing it, and we're going to get there, and we'll go stand in line and eat something at a table service restaurant, and they just are highly disappointed, and I think you're absolutely right. It doesn't mean you have to have everything down to an exact grid, but have a general plan for the day.
But I still think you got to have a blueprint of what you want to do, because if not, then you get off course and then you waste time. So, and with time is precious at Disney for sure.
Walt can relate to that too, Rhiannon. She says, I've sat down with a few people and explained it, but they get a glazed look in their eyes, or they think that was the guy you work with when you went, and it kind of drives us crazy. It's sad because we're so into it and this and that. Like, we got to do this and you got to do that. And everybody's like, whatever. I don't know. It's weird to me. We like to make the absolute most out of our time there and get as much done.
But you know what it is? The thing about it is with most people is they don't realize how much has to go into it. They just think we can just go.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realize just how much planning really needs to go into it to really be able to have a good trip. I mean, otherwise, I think you're right. People are going to get there. Somebody said, they go to get their fast passes at the kiosk, and they're disappointed when they don't get them. Well, we knew that going in, that you're not going to get certain fast passes the day of.
Mm-hmm.
Arjohn's. No, I hope not, Arjohn's. I'm hoping you don't have to use a travel
there like
agent.
2 or 3 days a week. They'd be loving you, though, wouldn't they?
Yeah, Leanne, if I ever did it, and it's funny you said that, because at one time we were actually thinking about doing travel agent stuff, and it would have been for that specific reason only as a way to pay for our Disney fix.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, that's what it would have been.
Yeah.
Is exactly.
That's true, Rhiannon, and they just think it's just like any other theme park, and it's so not. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's so different. But the first thing Melissa and I do, and a lot of you guys can chime in too, let me know what you guys do. We always say to ourselves, dining is first. That's what we look at. Where do we want to dine? And if it's table service stuff, we say, this is where we want to dine. Let's see what we can get. For instance, let's say we want to do Be Our Guest. Very hard reservation to get. Well, we may want to get that reservation for Tuesday, but it may not be available Tuesday. But it is available Thursday. We will then kind of change our trip where to Magic Kingdom, where we may not have wanted to go on Thursday. We'll now go to Magic Kingdom on Thursday because we have a dining reservation. Do you guys plan your trip around your dining, or do the theme parks come first and dining has to,
and I think for us it kind of depends
in.
How hard it is to get a certain reservation, because some dining you can get pretty much whenever if you're booking it far enough out, or so that makes a difference. And others, like Be Our Guest, you can't, so you're kind of forced to, because we don't like to book a eating reservation somewhere and then drop out of that park and go running to another park. It just seems senseless.
Unless we absolutely have to do that, or unless we can make it work to the point that it's something that's comfortable with what we want to do, for sure.
But we'll at least plan to stay in the park at least half a day, so we can enjoy that dining experience, not go rushing out somewhere else. So if we make a breakfast reservation, we plan to be in the park the first half of the day, and maybe go to another one the second half, depending on how many days we've been there, how long our trip is. All of that can make a difference too.
Yeah. And Leanne, the reason why you have to do it around the dining reservations is because they're limited. And it's not like you can just get any dining reservation. So if you really want it, then you've got to be flexible. I've had people that have said to me, well, we couldn't eat at Be Our Guest because we wanted to eat there on Monday at 5 and we didn't get it. I'm like, did you try any other night? And they're like, well, no, that's the night we wanted. So they could have probably gotten it. They just couldn't get it for the night they wanted, so they missed that experience. And that's kind of too bad.
And times, too. Like, we had to, our last reservation to Be Our Guest, we had to eat dinner at 8 o'clock at night. But we chose to go with it because we really wanted to eat there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you definitely have to be open to the, dealing with what's there if it's a difficult reservation.
Yeah, but the other thing too is you gotta really want to do the experience of the dining. For some people, it might be like, okay, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't.
Right.
And that's fine too. I totally get that as well. If it's not something that you're that into, then you're right. You don't have to necessarily plan around the dining.
Yep. See, Bridget's doing the big ones, the Be Our Guest and the Cinderella's Royal Table, which we did the same year too. We did a Be Our Guest dinner and a Cinderella's Royal Table breakfast. And you're right, we planned our trip accordingly with those. So those are some good ones.
No problem, Cargo. We're glad you're back. Thank you for being back. We're just talking about planning trips. But dining always comes first. But next on the list are parks. Well, I don't even know. Actually, might have to take that back. It just depends. I think next has to be Fast Passes because, again, if I can get a Fast Pass for, let's say, Flight of Passage, I wanted to go to Animal Kingdom on Tuesday, but I can't get that Fast Pass till Thursday. We might still go to Animal Kingdom on Tuesday, but we're also going on Thursday.
Right? We've done that for sure.
Yeah, we've done that as well. Fast Passes kind of dictate where you're going to go as well. Again, it depends on how important it is to you. But for us, some of these things are really important. And with our last trip, we didn't get Flight of Passage and we didn't get Mine Train at all. We never got those fast passes.
Yep. And Sooner Girl's exactly right. This was our last trip that we just took, where we did one table service
Yeah, we only
reservation.
did the one.
And you're right. It definitely, and we needed to be more freed up because we had less time there and we had a lot of special events.
Mm-hmm.
So if we had had more table service dining, because I feel like there was a lot we didn't accomplish this trip, it would have been worse. And I think I would have been more frustrated. So I agree. Because sometimes that can hold you up.
Yep. And Cargo, that's exactly the point we're trying to make is it all depends on what you prefer. And if you're not going to eat a lot, and then that's a waste of money to plan a lot of dining reservations. I agree. Why do that? Because then you can spend more time in the parks, maybe get a better experience somewhere else doing something else with your money instead of spending it on restaurants. You're right. If you're not going to eat it, it's not worth your money. You're right. Get the room discount. I agree 100%. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know a lot of times for me in Florida, it's so hot most of the year. I definitely don't feel like eating a whole bunch and a lot of heavy food when I'm in the parks because being hot like that just doesn't make me want to eat a whole lot. As much as I love food, that definitely changes things up.
But that's also why when we go in the hot months, a lot of what we plan for restaurants is always dinner. Because at least it's night, it's cooler. You don't have the rest of the day where you got to spend the next 8 hours walking around on a full stomach where you feel really heavy. So we plan a lot of restaurant dining dinner late in the evening, right? Mm-hmm. That's part of it too.
We agree, Sooner Girl. Walt and I did share several meals this trip. We did the quick service, and Walt and we split a burger one day. We did a couple times where we just shared food because it just seemed like so much. Because some places you go to, they do give you a lot. They really do.
Yeah, they do. And Bridget, you're right. You went back to Animal Kingdom specifically for that on that day because that's the day you got the Flight of Passage Fast Pass for. And it's worth it. I mean, obviously to you it's worth it. To some people it may not be. To us it's worth it. Yeah. We would do that. We would definitely do that. So we totally get that. It makes perfect sense. Why not? Because you're there for all the experiences to experience the things you want to experience. I keep saying that word. So I agree. You do what you got to do to get in what you want to get in.
We've never done a trip without having park hoppers. And
no,
because
we haven't.
We definitely jump. And this particular trip we did. I think pretty much every day we park hop. There was one day we almost went to all 4 parks in one day. We ended up not going back to Animal Kingdom even though we wanted to. We could have. I think it was that Friday we were there. So we went to 3 out of the 4 parks that day.
Yeah, that's right. We did. Yep.
So.
Yeah. Cargo, good point. I mean, it just depends. I mean, why spend the money on the dining plan? And we have videos on the dining plan as well, folks. So tips about the dining plan. Is the dining plan worth it? You should look those up. There's really good videos. You're right, Cargo. Why spend the money on the dining plan if you're really not going to use it? We almost, and I still think we probably didn't use it as well as we should have with our last trip. We did the quick service dining plan.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
We shouldn't
have. We didn't get our money's worth.
No.
And that's the problem with these dining plans is you feel obligated to eat and eat and eat. And then sometimes you still don't get your money's worth, right?
Yeah, what happened was we kind of panicked. We had a couple things happen financially we weren't anticipating. And we were like, okay, we want to make sure we have this money budgeted out for food. What's a good way we can do that and know that we still have spending money? And we're like, well, if we buy the dining plan, we know we have enough food to get us through while we're there. We don't have to worry about that. It was more a mental thing for us. And I've said that when we did our review, which is why we've done it in the past. And the trip before this last one, we didn't do it. And we were very pleased with the result, but we kind of just panicked this time and learned our lesson again. I don't know that we'll ever buy the dining plan again.
No, I don't know that it's for us either. I don't. And John, yes, that's a great point, is research. You can do a lot of it because you can get the park times, you can get the show times, you can learn, like you said, how to go from park to park and how to get there. If different ways of getting there. It doesn't necessarily always have to be the bus. It could be the monorail. It could be the boats. Depends on what you want to do. So you're right. If you're willing to do the research, it'll help you to have a better trip. I mean, in my opinion, it will. I just think that's the way to go. Do your research beforehand. Know what's coming. Know your refurbs. Maybe there's a really great ride that you love. That ride's going to be down while you're down there.
I hate when that happens.
We had it happen to us one time with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah, that was
on our 2 trips ago, it was down.
Yeah, it was when my mom was there. I was so bummed she didn't get to go on Pirates.
Yep. So it makes perfect sense. And Cargo, that's the other thing too. If you can't park hop for whatever the reason may be, obviously because of your daughter's disability, makes sense. I totally agree. You're right. Don't waste the money. But you've got to use the park hops. And I know people that will get the park hopper because they just want to have the flexibility, but then they don't use it.
Yep.
I'm like,
and that
why
doesn't make any sense because it's expensive.
Yeah.
We spent an extra almost $500 for the 5 of us. But
Yeah.
we knew we needed it. Oh my gosh. And you're right, Leanne, because we did the same thing the last trip. We had like 3 quick service meals left.
Mm-hmm.
And where we went in the park, they're supposed to let you get 3 snacks per 1 quick service meal.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to one of the cashiers and had all the different candies and stuff, and the girl that we got didn't get it. And apparently she must not have realized because other places we'd gone to, and it was late. It was,
Right.
10:30 at night?
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, never mind. We put them all back. We said we can go to the resort store and get our snacks then. And they closed at 11, and the bus, we just missed the bus, had to wait for the next one, and by the time we got back to the resort, the shop was closed.
Mm-hmm.
And the next morning,
Mm-hmm.
we ended up leaving the park that night. We stayed off premise
Off-property.
that night to get started really early in the morning. So we totally lost 3 entire meals.
Yeah.
Which was a complete waste.
That's
so
a waste of
I
money.
was so
Yeah, we totally-
mad at myself for that.
Yeah. And it was because of the fact that we just didn't eat. We're not big. We like Melissa loves to
I love
eat,
food.
but we're not big eaters.
Well, I can be, but again, it was just, pretty hot, and when you're moving around, and there's still so many things you want to try,
And you forget.
it's hard. It's hard to get everything in that you want to do, and I can't be eating the whole thing. I would have made myself sick.
It's true. I know we were like, man, we wasted our money.
Yes,
I can't
I was
believe it. Oh my God, it was so upsetting.
Frustrated because the girl's like, no. I kept trying to explain to her. I said, they told us that 3 snacks equal a quick service meal. So here's these 3 and these 3, and she was like, And I was like,
She's very nice though.
She was. She wasn't. She just didn't know.
get it. Yeah, she didn't know.
Maybe not. They don't tell all the. I think it depends who you get. We were gonna go to a different part of the store to a different cashier, and we were just tired, and we were like, you know what, forget it. Now going back, I wish maybe I had just gone to a different line and asked somebody else, but it is what it is.
Yep.
But I just felt like I was flushing money down the toilet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Rhiannon, good point. Well, first off, the boats are my favorite way to travel at Disney. I love the boats. It doesn't matter. Monorail's cool. Buses are fine. Everything else is cool. But I love the boats. The boats for me, I would take a boat anywhere if I could. I always tell Melissa, let's take the boat.
Yeah,
You know, I do. I love to take the boats wherever we can. I think there's just the best way to go.
I agree. Smaller meals more often than one big meal, which is kind of a good thing. Like, we can get some of the snacks. That's what I liked about Food and Wine when we did go, because you can eat a couple things through there throughout the day and, get a couple things here and there, share them, and you can eat more, and it's, that worked out well. We used all our snacks, thank goodness.
Yeah.
That was how we managed to eat all our snacks. And I think that might have been a good way, because some of them were much more expensive, so we at least got some more expensive snacks. We didn't waste it on bottles of water and things like that. I told the kids, and I said, do not use your snack credits on, like, soda or water.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pointless.
Yep. John, good point. It is all about the research, because when you have certain things that you really want to do, if you get there and it's closed, it can be really disappointing. Hey, Disney life for me.
Hello.
I don't know if it's Dee or Miguel, but hi. How are you? Glad you're here.
Yay.
Thank you for stopping
I
in.
wonder if it's Dee, because
it's
usually...
Dee and Miguel.
No
Hey.
way, you're off tonight?
Wow, both of you
No
are here.
teaching?
Wow,
Yay,
how about that?
So exciting.
Thank you for being here, for sure.
What you cooking, Leanne?
Yeah, the boats are the best way. Cargo, I love the boats. I don't know why. I mean, I know it sounds funny, but that was one of the reasons why I really liked Wilderness Lodge so much, is we could always take the boat over to Magic Kingdom. It was really, really, I love it. I just think it's fantastic. Leanne, yeah, no problem at all. We definitely appreciate you stopping in, for sure. But, yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you could lose money on a Disney trip, too, if you don't research. And that's kind of the whole premise of this, is do your research. Get your money's worth. Because for some people, they'll go to Disney, and it might be the only time they get to go to Disney. And I always say, do it right if you're going to go. Don't lose out. Don't you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous you get to go to Festival of the Holidays, Brienne, and take lots of pictures. I want to go. Now I really want to go down and see all the Christmas stuff. That's my next thing. Now that we got...
Our next thing.
Did I say mine?
Yeah, you always
I thought
say
I
that.
said...
She says mine all the
whatever.
time. All the time.
Our... I definitely, that's, now that we got Halloween out of the way, I definitely want to go.
Me too. We. See, you said it again.
I did it. I caught it that time. Oh my gosh.
Richard, I want to know why you're not with Corey tonight. And I missed you last night. I didn't even realize you had left a little bit early before he was done. I got on late, and I'm like, where's Richard? Where's R. Johnson? And everybody's like, he left already. Where you been? Catch up. Yeah, Cargo, that's always the... Oh, Gabby misses R. Johns.
Oh, that's sweet.
So you guys will have to meet up one time. That's the beauty of living down there, for sure.
And I want to come down so bad.
Yep, that would be so much fun. One of these days, guys, we'll have to figure out a way to plan, obviously well in advance, but plan a way to do a big YouTube meetup.
That'd be so fun.
At Disney.
A big party.
Yeah, have like a real nice, fun day, either at like one of the parks or Disney Springs or something, and just have a big meetup. That would be so much fun.
We can meet Rianne after she has the baby, and I can babysit.
Yeah, amen to that. Everybody, meet everybody. Meet Dee and Miguel and Cargo and Rhiannon and Richard, R. Johns. Meet everybody down there. That would be so much fun. Disney Dan and Megan. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
And Noah can come down too.
Yeah.
And Lisa can get there.
Everybody.
And Leanne can get there. And
Stacey,
Wendy.
she's not here
everybody.
Tonight.
No, I know. For sure.
Where are you, Stacey?
Yeah, it would be a ton of fun. It absolutely would.
Very cool.
Oh, 15.
No more Disney adventures.
Hey, Ohana. Hey. Is this Marisol? Hi, Marisol. That's you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no problem, Bridget. Thank you for stopping in. We definitely appreciate it. Have a good time tonight in New Orleans.
New Orleans is fun.
That's great. No problem at all. I appreciate you stopping in for a little bit. It means a lot. Thank you very much.
I want some beignets and a muffaletta and a shrimp po' boy.
There you go. That's a good idea.
And some... What else? Oh my gosh. Yum, yum, yum.
So let me ask you guys. I don't know who out there has heard, but... Did you guys hear that Pizza Rizzo is now closed and that it's only going to operate seasonally?
They say they don't have good pizza anyway, but that leads to the other announcement too that kind of goes alongside it, right? That now Muppet Vision 3D has limited red beans and rice, Brian. I'm all about that.
Who's matching?
Huh?
Rhiannon said we're matching. Well, we love Walt and Melissa t-shirts. Beignets at Port Orleans. Yes.
I didn't even see. That's another thing. We didn't have a lot of time, so we couldn't do any resort
Oh my gosh.
hopping. Because there's definitely a few resorts I really want to eat at that we've never done. Like I would love to do that. I want to go to Old Key West so we can get the
chicken
eat at Olivia's.
At Olivia's.
There's a bunch of places. I'd like to eat at the Wave, at the Contemporary, or of course the fancier one. But we're gonna try that one of those days. What is it again?
What?
The one up top.
Where?
At Contemporary.
Oh, a garden. No, California Grill.
Yeah, California Grill.
I think it's California Grill. You guys know for sure.
Popeyes. We love Popeyes.
I love Popeyes.
Our son Mason loves
I love
Popeyes. If we drive by one, he's like, please, please.
Yes, D. Miguel. Pizza Rizzo is they closed it, and not only that, Muppets Vision 3D is now operating on limited hours as well. They're only open till like 6:30 p.m. Melissa and I are worried that might be the sign of maybe the end of the road for the Muppet Courtyard over there. I hope not, but who knows?
Although it makes me wonder why they did all those changes, why they did this whole Pizza Rizzo, although it isn't really themed Muppet
No, it's
inside,
not themed well.
Which made me wonder, and then they did the whole bathroom thing with the gonzo, but that can be changed. So everything they did was definitely easily removed, but it bums me out because I know a lot of you know how much of a Muppets fan I am, and I really wish they would have a Muppet section that was really legit. Hi, human person.
Hey, human person. And Rob's in here, too.
Rob,
Hey, Rob.
So sorry, Rob. I missed you.
Hey, Rob. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it.
Bread. I want to try that, too. The bread service at Sanaa. Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
So many things. Camden's behind us.
Yeah, he's there.
Fluff out of his puppy bed.
Yep. R. John's, yes.
We'll have him come say hi.
It's closing at 6 or 6:30 p.m. now, Muppets Vision, which... I don't know. It could just be because it's seasonal, and I guess part of it is because it's not getting a lot of traffic over there now. Because now it's kind of in its own little corner instead of being centered when you used to have, like that whole back area that you had open at the time, you would walk right through that entire area to get back there. Now it's kind of in the corner by itself, and maybe that's why it's not getting the traffic. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed. And I noticed they expanded the Muppet store, but when you go inside, there's like this little section with Muppets, and the rest is everything else. So again, another kind of signal to me. Granted, when the store was smaller, they didn't have a ton of merchandise either, but I feel like now the merchandise is even less than it was, and the store is twice as big.
Yeah.
So they definitely have something planned, and it doesn't involve the Muppets. I am really sad to say. So. Yeah,
I don't know that it's necessarily going to close Marisol necessarily. I don't know about that, but we always worry whenever you see these things limited time like that sometimes it can. And D, Miguel, the Pizza Planet. They might bring it back, but it's so far from, at least not that building. They might bring Pizza Planet over there.
Yeah.
If they expand.
They could make that a sit down. It doesn't have to be a quick service for a pizza place.
Yeah, they could make it a regular restaurant.
You could make a Pizza Planet where you could have table service. I think that would be a cool idea because it's so fitting. Thanks, Brian. I'm going to miss my Kermit.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's not gone yet.
He's going to be, I know.
And guys, for the if you don't mind, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button for us. We'd appreciate that very, very much. Definitely just give us a thumbs up if you could. And we definitely would appreciate that. We have to just do a dining vacation. You can't do it all at one time.
Oh, I know. I would love that too.
Yeah, it's true, Leanne. It's true. Sometimes you have to say to yourself, this just has to be a dining vacation. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do most of the time. Because you're right. There's so much to do at Disney. It's so hard to get everything in.
You wouldn't like that, though.
No, I wouldn't. Thing. It's not my thing.
He would die.
It's not. But I get what you're saying. It makes total sense. That's how you would have to do it. You would have to say, we're going to do a lot of dining, and something has to give. For sure. I agree. Yeah. Human Person, I agree. We both wish there were more Muppets in the parks. Now, I do like that they added the Great Moments in History over at Magic Kingdom. Love that show. I think it's great. I love right where it is. It fits really well.
I didn't even see that this trip.
No, well, I did. I saw it one time. But I think it fits really well with where they do it at. I think it's really cool in the afternoons. I love that they do that. But you're right, a little bit more would be great. And that was one of the best things about our last trip was we got to meet Sweetums.
Yeah,
it was nice.
Awesome.
Yep.
We have our picture taken with Sweetums. So that was fun.
Yep, it's true. I don't know. I mean, I think Muppets is very, very, well, at least us, we enjoy it. I guess it's not as popular as I think it is. I guess it must not be as popular. Maybe not.
Well, I know they tried to come up with the newer movies and they wanted them to kind of be like the old ones, but the first one that came out not too long ago was okay, and the second one was meh, and I think people just... I don't know. It was missing something. It's not the same. So,
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. And D and Miguel, there is rumor right now. It is just I thought it was D and Miguel. No. Okay. There is rumor right now that they are going to expand Toy Story Land. So your wish might come true. They might put they might put in a Pizza Planet over there. That would be really, really neat. And speaking of pizza, guys, I got to admit, Melissa and I on our last trip went down to the boardwalk. We walked around the boardwalk, and while we were over there, I can't remember the name of the place for the life of me, but there's a pizza place right next to or right by Trattoria Al Forno. It's a little pizza place. It's almost like a window. That's all it is.
Well, I think it is a restaurant, but you can order...
Outside, at the window.
For quick service.
I ordered the pizza there, and other than Via Napoli, it might be the best pizza on Disney property that I've ever had.
It was really good.
It was
and I only
really
ate the crust.
Good. I couldn't believe how good that pizza was. I don't know if any of you know the name of the place down there, but it's a little window right on the boardwalk, and that pizza was awesome. I couldn't believe how good it was.
It actually wasn't even big slices. It was like an individual sized pizza, but it was pretty big for an individual pizza. Oh, Rhiannon, that's smart. You're doing a 13-day trip but has 10-day passes, and you're going to do Hoop-de-Doo. That's another thing we want to do that we haven't done since our second trip. We loved it. Have you done it before?
Hoop-de-Doo's great.
And then you can take some time to rest because you being expecting like that should not be hopping around parks for 13 straight days.
D, yes, I don't know that the slices were really big because I got like a little personal pizza. and it had like 4 slices, and they were good size. But I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I couldn't believe how good it was. I expected it to be meh, but it wasn't. It was really, really good.
Really tasty, and I didn't even eat the good part, and I liked the crust. I always eat the crust because he won't eat it.
Yep, Dee's had it. She said it is. It's really, really good. It's really good. Hoop-dee-doo. She's kidding. Dee, you're kidding about Hoop-dee-doo review, right?
Did she not like it?
She said no. She said she doesn't know what that is.
You're joking.
All-Star Music Pizza, John? I've never... Did they have pizza there?
It just says Pizza Window. Is it called Pizza Window?
I think it is. I think it's just called Pizza Window.
Because it says right near it says Trattoria al Forno. I Googled, pizza at Disney Boardwalk.
Dee, you don't know what the Hoop-dee-doo review is?
Stop.
I don't believe you. You're playing around.
Liar.
It's a show over at the Fort Wilderness Campground. It's a dinner show that you can do. You guys have got to do it. Take the kids. I think the kids would like it too. Maybe not your youngest one, but I think you would really enjoy it. It's a cool show. It's really fun. We laughed so hard at that show. I think you'd have a great time with it.
Yeah, it's called Pizza Window. And oddly enough, online, it's only got 2.7 stars. It's got a bunch of...
I liked it.
I thought it was really good. I'm shocked.
Rhiannon, yes. Longest running dinner theater restaurant in America. From what I heard, too. Yes, Dee, you got it. You guys got to do the Hoop-dee-doo review. It's really fun. I promise you, you'll enjoy it.
The food's good too.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And like Rob said, it's so much fun. Very interactive. They get the crowd into it. It's just awesome. I enjoyed it. We did it one time, and the only reason why we never went back is because there were other things we wanted to do. But we really want to do it again.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But it is a hard get. So definitely it would be something that you would want to plan ahead, well in advance if you can, because that is not an easy reservation to get, right? It wasn't for us, I don't think.
I don't remember. It's been a little while since we've been. That's why we really want to go back. So, and John, you know what? We hadn't been to the boardwalk until our trip last year in May, and it's only because we made a dining reservation at Trattoria al Forno because they came out with that Tangled.
It was called Bon Voyage Breakfast.
Bon Voyage Breakfast,
yeah,
and we love the characters from Tangled and Little Mermaid, which is who were there. And that was our first time being at the boardwalk, and we were really, I didn't think I'd care about it, but I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
so we made an effort. We went out of our way to go back because I wanted to try the ice cream there at, oh my gosh, why I blank out every time.
Ample Hills.
Ample Hills.
Yep. Hey, Ray. How you doing, Ray? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping in.
They do have good strawberry shortcake, Rob.
Ray's here. Say hi.
Oh, hi, Ray. Sorry. I was thinking about strawberry shortcake and, everything else just went out the window.
John, Boardwalk is near Epcot. You can take a boat.
Yes, of course. That's another reason why Walt likes to go, because we took a boat.
You can take the boat from Epcot to the Boardwalk. Yeah, I think you can also take the boat...
We took it from Hollywood Studios.
I'm sorry.
We took it from Hollywood Studios.
Yes, but it is near Epcot, but I don't think you can take the boat to Epcot from there. But it is very close to Hollywood Studios. You can definitely take the boat there, but it is still close to Epcot.
That's a good question, Rhiannon. I'm wondering if you called the Disney dining line, they could transfer it, but I don't think it's something you can personally do on a reservation. But I'm wondering if you had someone's name and called in, if you had other people that you knew that were going to be there and needed them, if you could transfer your dining. So, yeah, as much as you like the
the trolley show. Trolley. Yeah, I like the boats as much as you like the trolley show, Dee.
That's hilarious.
That is funny. Brian wants to know how Ample Hills was.
You know what? It was good, and I never thought I'd say this.
It was excessive.
It had way too much crap in it. Like, I sampled a couple, and I think I was getting annoying because I wanted to sample more, and I ended up getting a totally different kind than what I sampled, but I didn't know what to pick because they all sounded good. So I ended up getting the peanut butter cup one. It had so many peanut butter cups. I literally was picking them out and putting them in Walt's pizza box, and I must have had a stack of peanut butter cups like that could fit in the palm of my hand that I hadn't eaten, and I'd already eaten a bunch of it, and it was too much.
It seemed like it was more peanut butter cup than ice cream.
Yeah. And most people might think, oh, that's amazing.
Too much crap.
Honestly, I got sick. I ended up getting sick that night, remember?
That's right, yeah.
It was right before we ran into our Johns and we met.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad. It
No.
wasn't because it was bad or you think
it was delicious.
It was just too much.
Overkill. And I think with all the walking around in the heat and it was so much sugar, it didn't go over well.
Okay, Ray, you make a good point. Maybe you can get the boat from Epcot to Boardwalk because we did, when we got off the boat the one time, we did get off at the International Gateway. So I think we can.
Yes, I think you can too.
I think you can. Yep, okay. So I think you're exactly right. I just can't remember.
I was picking it out. It was that money peanut. I think it literally was a pound of peanut butter cups in there. It wasn't that it tasted bad. It was great. It was overkill. And they give you a lot.
They give you a lot. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's great because they don't skimp.
Yeah, they definitely.
You know, they don't. You know, a lot of places you'll go somewhere and you'll pay a lot and you get a little, but not with Ample Hills. They really, what you get what you pay for sure. They definitely do.
Next time I'll get a flavor that doesn't have a lot of like stuff in it. Like get just a.
They were big too. I mean, those chunks were like they were really big size for sure.
Yeah.
Rhiannon, Victoria and Albert's is so expensive. I think it would be what our mortgage is.
Yeah.
For one dinner. I can't even imagine paying for Victoria and Albert's.
And it's like a 9-course meal.
Yep.
I was looking at it, and I knew Walt wouldn't do it anyway because a lot of the offerings they have, I can't even imagine him looking at, let alone eating. And even for me, and I'm a more adventurous eater, it's not something I would ever pay for because I would just feel like, you know, I could probably send my kid to college for a month on that. You know, I just was like, oh
it's true. It's true though. No, but that's, I mean, it's really expensive to go, oh my gosh. I was like, holy macaroni.
Even if I had a lot of money, I can't imagine. I mean, I guess as much as I love food, I think I would pick something, wouldn't mind doing like a whole 9-course meal experience, but I might not do it there.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. And John, Rose and Crown, yes, great table spots for illuminations in there. If you're into that type of food and you want to eat there, it's a good place, gets very good reviews, and you're right, it's a great place to watch illuminations. I agree. Brian wants you to get a chocolate kitchen sink.
Oh
She's eating that alone because I'm not helping.
And I don't know that anyone else, well, Mason would love, and Andy, Walt's girlfriend, they all love
Walt's
chocolate
girlfriend
ice
would
cream.
like it. But my oldest and I, we
They're not as into
wouldn't
the
be a help.
chocolate.
Yeah, we wouldn't be a help.
And I think it's going to be chocolate overkill, so I'd probably get one of the other kitchen sinks instead.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think that's even too much. Like they mix too many weird flavors. Like I don't want to eat strawberry with pineapple with chocolate and caramel. I'm like, let's keep it in the same family, either fruit or chocolate, and you know what I mean. So I'm extra picky. I don't know.
Now you're reminding Rhiannon she's got peanut butter. D, we should have met up with you guys on our last trip, and that's our fault because we totally we blanked on it, and the only reason why we remembered Resort TV 1 is because it was a Friday afternoon, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot. Resort TV 1. Let's find out where they are tonight. We should have met up with you guys. That's totally our fault, and I'm sorry. We totally spaced on that. Next trip for sure, we are meeting up with you guys.
Absolutely, 100%.
And we're going to make sure we do like a day or something.
And reach out like right before we go to see what you guys are up to because you have the little ones. So, non-gummy bears? What's a non-gummy bear?
Ray.
Oh, no, you mean no gummy bears.
Yeah, no gummy bears.
Yeah, gummy bears and ice cream. That doesn't sound good to me.
Ray, I get what you're saying about not wanting to dress up for a meal like Victoria and Albert's because they do have a dress code. I get that. I guess for me, I don't mind it. I mean, I used to have to dress up for work all the time, so I kind of got used to it. But I get it. I mean, you're on Disney vacation. I mean, everywhere should be T-shirts and shorts if you want to be. You know, especially with the amount of money you pay, you're going to tell me what I have to wear?
Yeah, it's like $250 a person, Rhiannon. So that's what I was looking at. If Walt and I would be $500 to eat dinner, I'm like, we could get so much
5 dinners.
To bring home. No, but we could bring so many souvenirs home for that.
Yeah,
you know?
Or we could eat at 5 other places for $500.
I mean, heck, we spent less than that feeding 5 people at Le Cellier, and their food was excellent. So it was what 3, 4.
Yeah.
300, high 300s.
For where?
Le Cellier. For 5
no,
of
it
us.
was more than that. It was like
400?
high 400s.
I thought it was a little. I thought
it was
low
like 460.
400s. Okay, but anyway, we could feed 5 people instead of 2 for less than that. So,
John,
and have a great meal.
John, is there a place where you can eat whilst rotating around? Would fancy that. The only place that I can think of, at least over here, would be Garden Grill at Epcot, and it's not something that's it's very subtle. You don't really feel yourself moving, but you'll
really
eat.
Slow.
You'll eat and you'll be at one spot, and then you'll go 15 minutes, and then next thing you know, you'll turn around and you'll be like, oh, I'm in a different spot. So that's probably the one place that has a rotating, and the food there is really good too, by the way. And it's a great dining experience, and it's a character experience too.
Yeah, the breakfast is especially good. We've eaten there for lunch too. I don't remember it because it was a long time ago.
But it was good.
I know it was good. I don't remember it being bad, but we really love the breakfast there. So, chocolate overkill a thing. It is. I don't know. I love chocolate Rhiannon. I really do, but I think I have a feeling. I don't know. In the heat, it can be.
Yeah, I agree.
Of course, we just brought all that candy home from the Halloween party.
Oh, hey, Dee. No problem at all. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, definitely good catching up with you. And we'll definitely, we'll be there Sunday for Jeopardy. And hopefully this time I won't mess up.
Yeah, guys, we're going to be on Jeopardy Sunday, so you'll have to watch us at Disney Life for Me. We actually won the final round to go to Jeopardy on Sunday. Yay. So we lost at the last minute the last time we made it. So we'll try to redeem ourselves this week.
Stratosphere at Las Vegas. I have been to Vegas, Brian. I didn't go to the top, the Stratosphere, because it's too high for me. But top of the world for sure. Definitely on the list at Disney to go to the top of the world. I agree 100%. Tonga Toast at the Poly.
Ooh, that's one I wanted to try.
Yes, always. Yep, definitely wanted to try that. Haven't tried it yet, so we'll have to try that for sure.
Is that at Kona Grill? Because that's one of the
Kona
places.
Cafe.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Kona Grill is the one here we had a really bad experience
at. It's terrible. Kona Cafe, I think that's where the Tonga Toast is. Yes, I think so.
Like to eat there. So, Ray J's going to Hong Kong Disney.
Oh,
that's awesome! You have to send us pictures.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Hong Kong Disney is going to be great. You're going to have a wonderful time out there. That was one of the places that almost made my bucket list. I had to put Shanghai ahead, but Hong Kong Disney would be really fun too. You're going to have a great time, Ray, for sure.
Well, that's like I said on Tuesday with your bucket list chat. I'm like, I would love to be able to go to every Disney park in the world.
Nice. That's expensive, but it would be nice.
Yeah, but that would be kind of neat to be able to say that I've gone to every Disney. We've gone to every Disney park.
Yeah, it's true.
Everywhere in the world, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, Captain Cook's too.
Yes.
Well, Captain Cook's is also in the Poly.
They're all in the Poly.
Yeah, they're all in the Poly. But I've heard good things about Captain Cook's as well. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know.
Absolutely. Boy, just caught something, Rhiannon, about the food and drink lineup for the Epcot International Festival of the Holidays, like you were talking about.
Yeah, Festival of the Holidays.
They look like they have like a yummy Yule log, and
well, they have all kinds of really nice stuff, guys. They have the lineup for the Festival of the Holidays, which I think starts like a week or two after Food and Wine stops, has come out today, so that'll be good.
Rhiannon says, "Don't be a quitter."
With what?
Food.
No, don't worry.
Chocolate.
Don't worry, she won't be a quitter.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I would like to be more of a quitter than I am. I forgot about that human person.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much longer it'll take before they do that. That's a good question.
That is. I forgot that was being updated.
Yeah, I know. That I can't wait to see it. But I got to be honest. My first bucket list is for Disney is obviously Disneyland, but right behind it is Shanghai, guys. I'm sorry. I just... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it was trip planning for like the first 25 minutes, Brian. I thought we did pretty good. And then we got off topic.
Get off topic. It's fun. What everybody wants to talk to, we'll talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as it's family friendly.
Yeah. But speaking of planning a trip, with our first time driving, it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for the Virginia, D.C. area where we hit it terrible, it probably would be my go-to way to go from here on out. I really didn't mind the drive. Now, flying's great because it gets you there so much quicker, but it's so expensive that it may not be if it was just her and I, but having to pay for 5 people to fly both ways is a lot of money. Yeah. And driving really wasn't that bad.
And that says a lot because he drove the whole way.
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah, I think our son drove on the way back for maybe an hour or so. And I did ask. It's not that I said that I refused to. I asked a couple times, and he's like, no, because he likes to go at his pace because he knows he'll get us there quicker. But honestly, I thought I'd be Ms. because I usually hate road trips, but I really
No, it
didn't
wasn't.
mind
It wasn't
either. I
bad.
really didn't. It's 13 hours for us too.
Us too.
Yep,
Us too, Leanne.
that's about what
Yep.
it was for us.
Yep. And it could have been quicker if it wasn't for the Virginia area.
Yeah.
Which
Both
is
times.
terrible. I could have got it done in 12. I really kind of we
Yeah.
were making great time, but certain areas just hit it. Human person, that's a great goal, is to hit every park in chronological order. That would be
cool.
the neatest thing in the world if you could do that.
Yeah, definitely, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, for
Recommend
sure.
away.
Yep, recommend, because you know, if and not if, but when we get out there, we're definitely going to need to plan that trip. And it does go back to planning, because ultimately when we get to Disneyland, for as much as we know about Disney World, we know very little about Disneyland and planning,
Right.
because they do things completely different out there than what they do here at Disney World.
That sucks, Rob. His flight was delayed 7 hours on his last trip, and it does mess you up. That happened to me. I went on a long weekend just to visit my family. They live in southern Maine.
Mm-hmm.
My flight got delayed. I changed flights 3 times,
Yeah.
and each time they got delayed, I ended up having to take a flight the next
morning.
day,
Yep.
which stunk because I was only there for the weekend,
Right.
and I was like there for like a 3-day weekend. Totally messed it up. So I know how frustrating it is when you plan something like that. It's so stressful.
Yeah.
JetBlue, okay.
JetBlue.
I looked into them, and actually their prices are really good. I think what concerned me was the cost of
Baggage.
because the baggage. Once we priced it against Southwest, because they let you take your 2 bags with no cost, the charge they were going to charge for the bags basically made up for the amount they were saving you. So if we could do it where maybe we packed a little lighter, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, that's the key.
Mhm.
You got to find ways to save your money in different ways. Try to get it to be the best value as possible. I agree. So, like Melissa said, if we can maybe put everything in one
Yeah.
bag, we might be able to make it so it's more economical to go the route of a JetBlue for sure.
Of course, you have to bring stuff back.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's true. But that's why if you're able to do it, you can do it. Human person, see, that's another reason why it's important to plan, because I didn't know they didn't have Magical Express.
We did know that.
Did we?
We were talking about that because we were like, I don't think they have that, and you
Oh,
said, no,
yeah,
I don't
that's
think
right.
so either.
That's right.
We were also talking about that with Orlando, just because we know there are multiple airports. So we were talking with our friends as to whether or not they had Magical Express. I think it only goes from MCO. Like
Right.
you can't fly,
That's right.
you can't fly into any of the other airports in the area
Right.
and get that. So, but that's fine. I mean, I don't. How far is the airport to where the parks are? Can you guys tell us, Brian?
How far is that from?
Like Brian said, do carry-ons. I guess you can get your shampoo samples at the park, so you don't
I guess
have
you could.
to. You really could.
Yeah.
Yep. You just got to pack light. I'm a girl, Brian. I like to bring lots of clothing options.
Oh, that's pretty neat, human person. I didn't know that.
Oh, Alaska Airlines. Interesting.
Well, that's the key. I mean, either way, no matter where you're coming from, there's going to be some sort of travel
Setback.
Well, not even setback. Obstacle, I guess is the word. You know, for me, it's having to drive for 13 hours. For Rhiannon, she's got a flight of 24 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't even imagine that. I don't even know how I would do it.
I know. Do you take one of those special planes, Rhiannon, where you can, like, sleep? Or are you in just a regular seat? Like, I know some planes where you fly 24 hours, they have the special seating that you can kind of go to sleep in. I've seen that for, like, a lot of, like, my stepmother is from the Philippines, and they go on a special flight where they can, like, sleep.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Never done that. I think the longest flight I ever did was like a 6-hour flight.
Indonesia.
Wow, that's cool, Ray J.
Ray J, are you there now? Are you in Indonesia right now? That's really fantastic. Almost neighbors. How about that? It's true. Well, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 2 hours, human person. I wish it only took me 2 hours to get to Disneyland or Disney World.
That's not so bad. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got to go, Ray J,
Yeah.
for sure. You know, it's all about being able to get there when you can.
Wow, 7.5 hours. That's long too.
Indonesia. Wow, Ray J, that's fantastic.
That's cool. That's
Wow.
neat that we have people watching us from all
I know,
over
it's
the world.
fantastic.
That's really cool.
Yeah, Leanne, it's a little over, just a tiny bit over 2 hours for us. It's about 2 hour 10, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
2 hour 15 maybe for our flight up and back. So it's not terrible, but the cost is what gets me. And I know it may not sound like much to somebody like Ray J or Leanne, or John, who's traveling a much longer distance.
You're like, oh, that's pennies.
Yeah.
Have a good day at work, Ray J.
Ray J, thank you for dropping in. We're about ready to wrap it up ourselves, so we definitely appreciate you coming out for sure. But yeah, it is worth it, John, and that's the key. With anything, I always say do things you love, and no matter what you pay for it, for the most part, if you're enjoying yourself and you have a great time, it's worth it. Sure. Because you're having a great time. You're making memories.
And that's the purpose of you doing it, is so you can have those memories.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things you just suck up and do.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
yeah, it goes.
Yeah, that's right, John.
Oh, John's pictures in there. That's
cool.
right. Yeah.
I know. What are they going to do with those?
I don't know.
They should allow people to get them back.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're going to get ready and drop off because Corey Meets World is going to start now, if they haven't already. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you to everybody that came out tonight. We really appreciate it. It's been one of our better streams. Lots of people in here watching tonight. Thank you to Dean and the Live Place for hosting us as usual. Wonderful place to go. If you haven't gone out to theliveplace.com, do so. Lots of great family streams in there. Very family-oriented. A lot of Disney stuff, but other stuff too. It's not all Disney. So look into the live stream. Please subscribe to everyone who's in here. Those that have channels, we'd love for you to do that. And for us, we're here every Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do live streams. We also do our videos that we come out with. Again, give us a like on the stream. We'd appreciate it. And all you guys are great. We definitely love you all and hope you all had a good time, right?
Yes. I was laughing at Rhiannon's comment about cutting down to 8 pairs of Mickey ears per trip.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. But thank you guys for the stream. We definitely had a great time. And like we always say, please take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you. Bye-bye.